Welcome back to the Takeout. In 2023, the Supreme Court ruled race-based college admissions unconstitutional. Chief Justice John Roberts, who wrote the opinion, said colleges and universities could consider race and life experiences in the admissions process, asserting the court was only blocking race as a determining factor in admissions. President Trump has gone a step further. Now requiring new data on admissions meant it appears to filter out race as part of the considerations at all. Here to discuss, Amalea Smirniotopoulos. She is a senior policy counsel and co-manager of the Legal Defense Fund's Equal Protection Initiative. Amalea, it's great to have you with me. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
There are about 4,000 colleges and universities in our country. 200 fall into the category of selective in the way that they go through this admissions process. What do we know about this requirement now for data and how the administration intends to use it?
So unfortunately, the memorandum from the president is short on detail about how it's actually going to be implemented in practice. What we know is that the president has laid out that he's going to be requesting that colleges and universities provide a wide variety of data, including data on quantitative measures of applicants and admitted students' academic achievements, including standardized test scores, GPAs, and other characteristics. But we don't know how this is actually going to play out in practice. It's unclear how this data will be managed or analyzed, given the steep staff cuts at the Department of Education. It's unclear how different schools are going to even report some of this data. For example, if your school is test optional, you don't require the SAT or the ACT in order to enter, they have nothing to report for that category. It's unclear what data is going to be made public. And I think most importantly, it's unclear exactly what kinds of quantitative measures the federal government will collect. And part of this is a key question because there are many kinds of admissions criteria that we know do actually exclude people disproportionately, people of color from admissions, things like athletic recruiting or preferences for elite private schools. But what it looks like is happening is that the Trump administration wants to look at a very narrow definition of merit and to pressure schools to conform to those measures to the exclusion of Black students and other students of color.
That's a key point you made, and I just want to give you a chance to repeat it for my audience's benefit, because legacy admissions, meaning admissions of those in families who previously attended, are a big thing. Athletic scholarships are a big thing, and both can be, and historically have, and the data reveal this, been impediments for people of color entering higher education.
Yes, and I think, unfortunately, it's not clear that the Trump administration plans to collect any data on some of those practices. Instead, all that we know that they're going to look at are things like SAT and ACT scores, GPAs, and other quote-unquote applicant characteristics, which are really a narrow measure of the merit of the students applying to and being admitted to schools.
And it's been my experience in reading about this that universities and colleges want to achieve diversity for themselves, but also for the student population and the expectations students bring to the higher education experience they, in fact, covet.
Yes, I think that's exactly right. I think the order from the president fundamentally misunderstands how college admissions works and what it's really about. The reality is that places like Harvard and Duke and other elite schools have more applicants with high test scores and grades than they have spots available, which is why those schools and many other colleges look at a wide variety of factors in putting together their class. We are all more than how well we did on one test we took on one day. Holistic college admissions practices that value all of the qualities and contributions that students make understand that. The Supreme Court understood that in the Students for Fair Admissions decision when it explained that colleges and universities can consider the impact of race on students' lives. But I worry that the Trump administration does not understand that and will use this data collection to pressure schools to narrow what they consider in order to conform to this idea that only test scores matter and that we are not all of the sum of our parts.
Amalea Smirniotopoulos, I appreciate your time and your perspective. Thanks so much.
Thank you.